Hello and welcome to TalkFCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And as the Spanish transfer window draws to a close, today's video is going to be looking at our entire window, what we've done, who we've brought in, who we've sold, and exactly how we can rate our summer transfer window this time around. There is plenty to discuss in what has been an incredible summer, really, right from the very beginning. The deals that were announced early, the sales that were announced early, and then as it went on, the sagas, of course, that really did dominate the window. It's all coming up. It is all going to be discussed right here and now. It's the summer transfer window roundup. And if we start first and foremost, of course, with our acquisitions this summer, the players that have come into Barcelona, and we have strengthened our squad in 4 different areas this summer, starting of course with the marquee signing, this summer's biggest acquisition, Antoine Griezmann. He arrived of course from Atlético Madrid. We paid his release clause, and I say that loosely. Of course there is still dispute over exactly what amount we should have paid. Barcelona though believe that 120 million euros was enough to get Antoine Griezmann in our side, and of course we have now signed him. Atletico still believe, of course, that we should have paid 200 million, and that dispute is still ongoing. But as of right now, Griezmann, 120 million euros, our new number 17. Then of course there was Frenkie de Jong. He's our second biggest acquisition of the summer. He arrived of course this summer, but the deal was agreed many months ago now, towards the start of this year. De Jong arrives for 75 million euros plus 11 million there in add-ons from Ajax, and I think we can all agree that is a fantastic signing. They're much like Griezmann, a lot of pedigree, a lot of quality. De Jong, though, of course, has got that youth about him too. He's somebody who is young, who's going to be here for many, many years, and still has a very high ceiling to grow and improve at the club. And of course, he started his Barcelona career well. Then there was our third signing, a goalkeeper. Of course, we lost a goalkeeper this summer. We had to bring one in, and it was involved in the same sort of transaction. It's Neto, arriving from Valencia for 26 million euros up front, plus a potential there 9 million in variables. And Neto did impress on pre-season, making some excellent saves in our game against Napoli in the United States. Unfortunately, towards the start of the season there, he did get injured, but he should be back now within a few weeks, and we can start seeing the best of Neto when he gets his chance. And finally, our final summer signing, and the least amount certainly this summer for Barcelona, was Junior Firpo, the left back there who came in from Real Betis. We signed their Junior Firpo for 18 million euros plus 12 million euros in add-ons, so that deal there could reach 30 million euros. Firpo, just like Neto, is also out injured right now, but he is going to be back most likely after the international break is over, and he should be really challenging this season Jordi Alba at left back to get the best possible player in that role. And I think Firpo, much like De Jong, he's got youth on his side, he's got a lot of time here to grow and improve at Barcelona, and I'm very, very excited about what he can do. But that there is our 4 summer signings. Antoine Griezmann, strengthening there our forward line, which desperately needed to be done. Of course, we wanted to get somebody in this summer who could come in now and not replace Suarez out and out, but just give some real competition there and some real pedigree in that forward line. Then there's Frenkie de Jong, somebody to come into our midfield and really make things happen, and the level that he showed at Ajax last season, there's no doubt at all he's going to be a massive, massive hit in our team. Neto coming in there as the backup goalkeeper, and Junior Firpo brought in there to rival Jordi Alba, and those 4 players combined, that totals there 239 million euros up front. Those are the base transfer fees, 239, and if those add-ons are met in De Jong, Neto and Firpo's deals, that will there reach 271 million euros for those 4 players, and certainly there's a lot of quality there and some very good business done. But if we now move on to the player sales, and that was going to be a really, really important thing this summer. We knew that if we were going to sign the players that we wanted to, we simply had to get some money in, some serious money in from those going out the door, and we've got 6 different player sales here to bring you, starting with the biggest sale of the summer, Malcolm, going to Zenit St. Petersburg. That was a surprise move there to go to the Russian Premier League from Malcolm, but he did leave there 40 million euros up front with a potential 5 million in add-ons, and certainly there we've lost a good player, I feel. Of course it didn't happen for him at Barcelona, he wasn't really given the chance, but I do feel there, although we got a very good fee, it is a good fee for Malcolm, no denying that, but still a good player that we've lost and a good option there in our forward line. We also sold, of course, as part of the Neto deal, Jasper Cillessen, our backup goalkeeper, somebody who was a tremendous servant spent for the club in his time here. He's left for Valencia there for 35 million euros, which if you include the add-ons in the Neto deal, it is pretty much there or thereabouts. A straight swap there between the two goalkeepers. There was also Andre Gomez, a player, of course, who spent last season on loan at Everton. They were very impressed with what they saw, and as a result of that, they wanted to sign him permanently. Gomez there left for the Premier League for 25 million euros, which, like I said at the time, I still feel as though that fee is a bit low on the side of Andre Gomez, but still a decent fee there to get in this summer, to go with Cillessen, to go with Malcolm. 25 million euros there for Andre Gomez. Then there was Denis Suarez, another player who'd been looking towards the exit door now for some time. This summer, it finally happened. On a permanent deal, he joined Celta Vigo for 12.9 million euros as an upfront fee, with a potential of 3.1 million euros in add-ons to follow that if different variables are met. So Denis there joining Celta, and already in his time there, he's really impressed. There was also two more deals that went through on the Barcelona B side. Cardona joined Osasuna for 2.5 million euros, and also Sergi Palencia, the right back there, went to Saint Etienne for 2 million euros, and each of those six there mean that we recouped 117.4 million euros in upfront fees from those six players this summer, which if you add all that together, if you look at the acquisitions, minus the add-ons and minus their any loan fees, if you look at it straight up, the players that we brought in, the players that we've sold, it means this summer our net spend was 121 million euros, and that there is pretty decent. We've got De Jong, we've got Griezmann, you brought in a sub-goalkeeper and a backup left-back, and we spent there 121 million. But of course, there were also some more deals that did go through, and certainly in terms of loan fees, we did get in a bit more money throughout the summer in different areas. Starting here, of course, with the big one. Felipe Coutinho left the club on loan, of course as well leaving behind his big wages that he was on. Bayern are going to be paying those. He has gone to the Allianz Arena for an 8.5 million loan fee there, and he also has at the end of his loan a 120 million euro buy option if Bayern Munich want to make that permanent. So Felipe Coutinho there leaving Barcelona after the massive transfer fee, of course, that we paid Liverpool for him just a short time ago. Also leaving this summer as Marc Cucurella. He's gone out on loan with a 6 million buy option. He's gone to Getafe, and of course it was quite complicated this summer for Marc Cucurella. Originally he was signed up there from the buy option that was in his contract when he was on loan at Eibar. Eibar thought they'd got their man, but Barcelona there activated their buyback clause on him to get him back for 4 million euros. Once we'd got him back, then we sent him out again, this time on loan. It's a bit of a confusing deal. It's not really a brilliant deal for us, I feel. He's gone to Getafe, 6 million euros as a buy option, and also 40% of any future fee if he does sign there after his year on loan this year. So Cucurella there, pretty complicated stuff surrounding him. There was also Juan Miranda, of course, a player who was given a few chances last season by Valverde. He didn't quite take them, they didn't quite thrive there in the first team, but he is somebody there at left back who has a lot of talent, and I think Barcelona have been quite smart with him this summer. They sent him on loan to Schalke on a 2-year loan deal, but I'm very happy to say there's no buy option in that deal, and even if we get to the end of the season and we want to get Miranda back before his loan is expired, we can recall him after the first year there from Schalke. There was also Oriol Busquets. He's gone to FC Twente on loan in the Eredivisie, which I also think is a very good move there. Go to Holland, playing that kind of football, getting some regular minutes is very good there for Oriol Busquets. And a late deal here that does seem now to be going through. Rafinha Alcantara, he is going to be joining Celta Vigo on loan. It's not quite sure yet whether there's going to be a buy option in that deal. They are going to try and pay the majority of his wages, and before he goes, he's got to renew his contract. His contract expires at the end of this season. We don't want to lose him for nothing. I think we should have sold him this summer if we did want to get rid of him, but no, Barcelona here, going down the loan route once again. He has signed for Celta before on loan, back in the 2013-14 season. He's going to do it again here. He's going to sign for Celta alongside Denis Suarez. And of course, aside from those who've left on a permanent deal, there are also those who came to the end of their contract at Barcelona. Jason Maria, of course, his loan at Barca expired. He went back to Valencia, and now he's even gone on to join Sampdoria. Kevin Prince Boateng went back to Sassuolo, but now he's also joined Fiorentina. There was Douglas, who's gone to Besiktas, Ortola, who's gone to Tenerife, and Thomas Vermaelen, who's gone to Japan to join up there with Iniesta and co at Vissel Kobe. And I also want to talk very briefly here about the ones that got away. The deals this summer that looked like they make happen, a big saga around them. Certainly two spring to mind. The first one, of course, was Matthias de Ligt. That was before the Neymar situation came along. It was all about de Ligt. Would he join Barcelona? Would he come with De Jong? Or wouldn't he? PSG were linked, Barcelona were linked, but in the end, he ended up joining Juventus, and he hasn't exactly had a brilliant start there to life in Turin. Very bad performance against Napoli the other night. It was a difficult night for de Ligt. The Italian media went went mental in the papers the morning after, but certainly very, very early days for De Ligt, of course. His career at Juve is going to go from strength to strength, I'm sure of that, but still, he had the chance to join Barca this summer, he turned it down, and he's the one that got away. There's also Neymar, of course, he's very much one that got away, not for the want of trying from either side. Barcelona very much wanted to get in, they wanted to bring him back to the club this summer, and Neymar himself, he was even prepared to pay 20 million from his own pocket to make this deal happen, but it's not going to, because Paris Saint-Germain have stayed firm, and now he really needs to work his way back into the plans of PSG, and most importantly, get the fans back on side. The PSG fans are still very, very unhappy with Neymar, and that will be one still to keep an eye on. And finally, it's Ivan Rakitic. Barcelona wanted him to leave right the way through the summer. They've been begging him to go and take an offer that was on the table. Rakitic, though, has stood firm. He's been benched, he's been frozen out, but still, he doesn't want to leave, and Rakitic will remain a Barcelona player beyond the deadline. And that there is everything that's gone on this summer, and I have to say, it has been mental. So please leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What do you think of all the business that we have done right throughout the summer in this transfer window? It is now at an end, and I will miss the videos, of course I will, but there will be a lot more coming up on the channel, guys, and I will be joining you for all of that coming up soon. Thanks for joining me. Thanks as always for your support. I will see you soon, but until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.